two greats in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your two legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez put me, you know, on Mount Rushmore.
Have two losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We're gonna find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're gonna give the fans a show for sure, because it don't take a big punch to knock somebody out.
But there are people, as you know, they think you're a drugs cheat. What do you say to them?
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's gonna win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're gonna win? Do you believe you're gonna win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is set to be the biggest fight in boxing history, as both are recognized as the greatest by their fans. On the other hand, Oscar De La Hoya dismissed the excitement around the Canelo versus Crawford showdown, claiming the media has blown it out of proportion. He argued that purists of the sport aren't fooled by the hype, pointing out the massive size difference between the two fighters. Canelo has experience fighting much heavier opponents, including at light heavyweight, while Crawford is stepping up significantly. De La Hoya found it unrealistic to expect Crawford to handle Canelo's overwhelming power, especially given Crawford's past struggles with smaller, less dangerous opponents like Madiev. He predicted Canelo would dominate and stop Crawford.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring.
De La Hoya also took aim at the promotional side of the event, mocking Dana White's involvement. He questioned why someone with no background in professional boxing and no fighters under contract is being treated as the face of the promotion. Oscar labeled Dana as a privileged outsider benefiting from a spotlight he didn't earn. He was especially critical of the scheduling, pointing out that the bout is set for a midday slot in Las Vegas on September 13th, just to avoid clashing with a UFC card that evening. Proof, he argued, that boxing is being reshaped to serve MMA interests.
You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate shit. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network.
Moreover, Amir Khan discussed the upcoming clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, saying it's a tough matchup to predict. He emphasized Canelo's physical advantages, describing him as a naturally larger athlete with powerful punches that can end fights. Recalling his own bout with Canelo, Amir said the size and strength difference was noticeable. While he also fought Crawford and noted that Terence felt just as big in the ring, the contrast lay in raw punching power. Canelo, according to Amir, has the kind of force that can change a fight instantly, while Crawford's strength is more tactical and controlled.
You know, it's a hard fight to call, Canelo Crawford, because, you know, Crawford is a big guy as well. I mean, I normally would say Canelo because he's a bigger guy, but and normally he's bigger than his opponents and he puts on the weight well, and when I fought him he was much heavier and bigger than me. But then again, when I fought against Crawford was as big as Canelo. But I just don't feel that Crawford hits as hard as Canelo. Canelo hits Yeah, very hard. I mean, his power is, you know what I mean? His power is like unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you watch the fight and you see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, with Crawford's got power. Don't get me wrong, Crawford's got amazing power. But the thing is that it's not that knockout power that Canelo has.
Continuing his thoughts, Amir Khan said the bout is evenly balanced because both fighters are extremely skilled and nearing the latter part of their boxing careers. Despite Crawford's recent dominance in the ring and the fact that he helped train Amir for his final fight, Khan admitted he leaned slightly toward Canelo winning. He acknowledged the growing debate over whether Canelo has declined with age, but warned that he's still a major threat. Amir praised both men for their elite status and described the contest as unpredictable, where attributes like speed, technique, or sheer power could determine the winner.
I fought Canelo 10 years ago or so. Now, is that the same Canelo that is out there now? But a lot of people saying Canelo's maybe past his best. Now with Crawford's come off some good wins, looking really good. But still, the age is very similar. Both guys are getting on towards the end of their career. I think it's evenly matched, but I do lean more towards Canelo in this one, even though Crawford's a very close friend of mine and helped me in my training camp for my last fight. But it's a hard fight to call because both fighters are at the top of the game. I think it's something that boxing's not seen for a very, very long time, where you've got two fighters. It's hard to say who's going to win. It is a 50-50 fight. Is it skill or power that's going to win, or is it skill or speed that's going to win the fight? We don't know, so let's see.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. believes Canelo Alvarez is too strong, skilled, and experienced at his weight for Terence Crawford. He sees the fight as clearly leaning in Canelo's favor, estimating the odds at 80-20 or 70-30. While he acknowledges Crawford's speed, he doubts it would be enough to trouble Canelo due to Crawford's lack of power. Chavez Jr. also highlighted the value of Canelo's support, saying it helps gain backing from fans in Mexico and beyond. He admitted he didn't expect Jake Paul to support Canelo, but sees it as a positive sign.
Mira, yo pienso que Canelo es muy fuerte, bueno y grande para Crawford. O sea, el tiempo que él tiene peleando en ese peso, yo Canelo 80-20, 70-30, Canelo. Yo no veo de dónde Crawford le gana.
Rapidez de Crawford.
Sí, o sea, rapidez de Crawford, pero no tiene la potencia como para que Canelo lo respete. Parece, vamos a ver. No, mira, el Canelo ha hecho su trabajo, es un gran boxeador. Pues tener el apoyo de Canelo es importante, es bueno, porque así una parte de México y de muchas partes pues me va a apoyar, sus fanáticos que él tiene ya también. Y pues yo no esperaba que apoyara a Jake Paul, Canelo.
Coach Bullitt compared Terence Crawford to fighters like Teofimo Lopez and Roy Jones Jr., calling him a magician in the ring, but noting that Bud is more seasoned than both. He believes that if anyone can beat Canelo Alvarez, it's Crawford. Coach Bullitt pointed out that Canelo's movement and mobility aren't what they used to be and that he's not as aggressive as before. However, he advised Crawford not to stand toe-to-toe with Canelo. Instead, he suggested dragging Canelo into a technical boxing match, testing his conditioning and movement in the later rounds and aiming to win by points.
Like I said, Bud is a magician like Teofimo and like the Roddy, but just more seasoned than the both of those other two. Mm-hmm. Bud could do it if anybody could do it. At this age, Canelo's movement and mobility is not the same. He's not engaging like he did before, but I want to advise Bud to stand toe-to-toe with him. I would drag him into a boxing match and see his condition and his movement in the later rounds and try to win on points.
Coach Bullitt emphasized the risks of trying to finish Canelo Alvarez without certainty. He said that if Crawford catches Canelo clean, then yes, go for the finish, but only if it's the right moment, not just a gamble. When it comes to pound-for-pound rankings, he made it clear that Canelo at 168 pounds can't be taken lightly. In his words, Canelo is the kingpin of that division. While Canelo may have lost at 175 in his attempt to chase greatness, Bullitt pointed to past performances, like the one against John Ryder, referred to as Skull, as examples of how movement can trouble Canelo. He compared Ryder's style to Erislandy Lara, a fighter he personally felt beat Canelo. According to Bullitt, Ryder outpointed Canelo as well, but due to the game plan and movement, the decision still went Canelo's way.
Now, if you catch him, yeah, finish him. But I won't take that gamble unless I know it's what's up. But on the pound for pound, rules of the pound for pound at 168, we cannot take a Canelo at 168 lightly against Bud Crawford. You see what I'm saying? Canelo is the kingpin of 68. He may have lost at 75 trying to jump out the gym for greatness. You know what I'm saying? The Skull performance was, Skull is a mover, like Irisani Lara. You know what I'm saying? Lara, to me, beat Canelo, and I feel like Skull really outpointed him, but because of the movement and the game plan ahead, they gave it to Canelo. You understand what I'm saying?
Terence Crawford was fully locked in as he trained hard for his upcoming fight, showing sharp focus and discipline in every movement. Inside the ring, he worked through intense rounds of shadowboxing, displaying his speed, footwork, and timing with precision. Each punch was thrown with purpose, his eyes locked forward as if visualizing his opponent in front of him. The session reflected Crawford's commitment to staying at the top of his game, preparing mentally and physically for the biggest challenge of his career. Canelo Alvarez and Turki Alalshikh emphasized the importance of being true fighters. Canelo pointed out that they aren't YouTubers or entertainers trying to sell a fight with trash talk. They're real boxers, and that speaks for itself. Turki agreed, noting that while others may talk to hype up a fight, people already recognize the greatness of these two fighters. There's no need for words when the skills are proven in the ring. Canelo expressed his confidence that by mid-September, fans will witness one of the greatest fights in boxing history, and he's certain it will live up to the moment.
Because we are true fighters.
We are true fighters.
True fighters.
True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk shit about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure. In the end, in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing, and I am sure of it. I am sure of it.
So, what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.